It's time now for a look at latest in local news. In the news, Wayne County saw a record turnout for the runoff elections on Tuesday. As here in Wayne County, 60% of the registered voters took the time to vote in the two important runoffs for the U.S. Senate. Of the 18,564 registered voters in Wayne County, 11,211 voted in the runoffs. In the Senate runoffs, the winners in Wayne County were David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. David Perdue totaled 8,710 votes in Wayne County to his opponent John Ossoff's 2,482. Kelly Loeffler totaled 8,727 votes to Raphael Warnock's 2,465 votes. In the race for Public Service Commissioner, Bubba McDonald took 8,679 votes to Daniel Blackman's 2,416. Statewide, though, Democratic candidate Raphael Warnock has been declared the winner, defeating Kelly Loeffler to become the first black senator in Georgia's history as he captured one of the two Georgia Senate runoffs Tuesday held in the state that will decide control of the U.S. Senate. In the other contest, Democrat John Ossoff has a narrow lead. That race, they stated, this time has been too close to call. But all reports have the remaining vote counts in the Democratic-heavy counties like Chatham and DeKalb, and most national outlets are predicting that John Ossoff will win that election as well. Warnock becomes the first Democrat to win a statewide race since 2006, and political experts say his victory was fueled by an historic turnout from the African-American community from metro Atlanta suburbs. Georgia Network News and Fox News here on Big Dog Country will follow the results all day, have the coverage, and more than $830 million was spent on the two contested races, and more than 4 million Georgia voters cast ballots, surpassing the number of votes during the 2016 race for the White House. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, the Wayne County Commissioners met this past Monday evening. On the agenda was an executive session to discuss personnel as they're looking to move Donnie Ray back to his former position as Emergency Management Director, as newly elected Sheriff Chuck Mosley has kept his campaign promise and has hired and appointed Mike Hargrove as his chief deputy. Meetings have taken place before the Monday night executive session have taken place the last couple of days as all parties involved look to find a solution that fits all parties involved. Current EMA Director Richard Johnson has been doing two roles as he's still with the EMS department. He has stated that he would gladly simply go back full-time with the EMS. After the executive session Monday, the board announced two votes. They voted from now on to have the chief deputy position and the jail administrator be an at-will position. They also voted to separate the EMS and EMA positions, have EMS deal with ambulance and fire, report under the direction of the administrator. The EMA will be with the 911 center and have dual roles, but the EMA director reports under the direction of the administrator, while the 911 center falls under the direction of the Wayne County Sheriff. Donnie Ray was formerly the EMA director. That appears where he's headed back to, with the current EMS director, Richard Johnson, content on going back full-time with the ambulance service. All this being worked out among all parties involved should be finalized maybe as early as today or at least sometime this week. So just to be clear, Sheriff Chuck Mosley's chief deputy is Mike Hargrove. Donnie Ray will once again go back to Emergency Management Director. Richard Johnson will be full-time with EMS, no longer double duty. All that being discussed in executive session. Now discussions are underway to make all that take place. As soon as it's finalized, we'll have that report here on our local news. Another note from the county meeting. The county voted 3-2 Monday night to request those that visit any county offices to please wear a mask for your safety and the safety of others in the office. Commissioner James Thomas brought the issue up under items with commissioners, was able to get a motion and a second and vote 3-2 to enforce the policy. Commissioners Ralph Hickox, Kevin McCreary voted against the motion, but it passed 3-2. So again, if you go into one of the county offices from this point forward, please be advised the new policy that asks you to wear a mask in county government buildings here in Wayne County. We'll come back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes news, Wayne County Chamber of Commerce presenting its Eggs and Issues breakfast tomorrow at the Pine Forest Country Club. The presenting sponsor is AT&T, and it's a sold-out event for the in-person seating, but there you have virtual tickets available. They're free to chamber members, $10 for non-chamber members. Again, this year's event will be a little different than years past due to the COVID-19 and social distancing guidelines. Again, it's a great opportunity to hear from our legislators before they head to Atlanta to begin the 2021 legislative session. On hand will be Senator Blake Tillery, Representative Bill Werkheiser, Representative Stephen Meeks. All three will speak. And after the Eggs and Issues, then they have the dedication ceremony of the overpass in memory of the late Billy Clanton. Again, that takes place around 9:30 at the overpass. WIFO-FM met with IDA Director Dale Keith on Tuesday to try to get some better information on the board appointments that have been tabled on the county agenda since November, with both IDA appointments and Development Authority appointments. One board has a 4-year term, the other has 6-year terms. Commissioners are looking ways to get clarity and cohesiveness with the two boards. Dale Keith explained that this has been in the works now for several months. They say it's a very complicated process, needs help from attorneys and legislators, but Keith says it's being worked out, and they're confident that in the near future a solution will be in the works. The idea is the Constitutional Board, Development Authority Statutory Board, the first created by the state legislature back in 1964, the second created in 1976. Both boards have 7 members each. Most members serve on the same board. And we'll continue to follow the story as it develops with the IDA, Development Authority, Commissioners, and Administrator Ed Jeffords also be working together to see if they can resolve the issues of the two different terms of the two boards. Again, they said it's not a simple fix, but it's being discussed, and all parties believe shortly a solution will be reached. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morganson, have a great day.